What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Fireside Yarns and another week where we try and listen to Vinno's defense of it actually being his first drink of the week.
Oh, fuck off.
No, I'm just kidding. As always, obviously, Vinno and Dava, the boys, we're back in town. How the fuck are we?
Going good, man. Going good. We've had a bit of a break for a couple of weeks. Needed it after that big Dava caught the spicy flu.
Yeah. It's,
I'm still technically on isolation until tomorrow.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
And
Yeah.
How you feeling now with it?
I feel a lot better, right? So
Yeah.
I'd say this morning is when I started to, like, really. I was pretty lucky. I think I got mild, like I didn't have a runny nose or anything like that. I had kind of like hard. It was just fatigue and breathing, really. A bit of stuffy throat, nose, a little bit, but nothing annoying there. And I didn't feel like getting sick or anything like that. But it was just really fucking tired and heavy breathing. But
that's kind of like
it was kind of like sleep was weird too. It's kind of like you'd wake because you're in a different sleep pattern, and I'm trying to stay away from Em and Maisie. It's like you're in a different fucking world or something. It's a weird aura. Yeah.
Did they not get it?
No, we've been doing pretty much a daily test and every 2 days.
Really? And have you like been isolating from each other in the house?
We've been pretty good. We have been pretty
Yeah.
good. It's hard with Maisie.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Jeez,
But because I've been,
Em would be
I think the
struggling to keep
fatigue
your hands
now-
off you.
Yeah, look, I've been
blame you,
selectively involved as well. No, but like it actually because the sleep threw me out. So
Yeah.
I was like fucking awake. Like when I'd wake up, it would be like I'd wake up at like 2, 3 in the morning or whatever, and then maybe even earlier. Like it was waking up around midnight. I was thrown out for a while. Then I have to get myself back to normal.
In a way, though, like that's kind of a bit of a dream result that the fatigue's really the biggest thing. And man, I found
That's
when
what
I had
need.
it too.
You
that-
need to sleep. Yeah.
But that was the thing that that hung around the longest for me, out of everything. That and the taste and smell. Have you lost your taste and smell?
Well, I think my nose has kind of been like dry blocked, but not like I haven't like my lips have been chapping a bit, but my nose has been all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it's gone away, but not really. I think I've got my taste. Maybe things are a bit dull, and like a bit shit and annoying because eating's just annoying. Like all that's drinking is what I'm into, like warm fucking tea and lemon sips and shit. That was like my warm water and lemon and shit.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, and you know what's crazy is like, I know I'm a pretty big coffee drinker,
Yeah,
and I was completely turned off coffee when I had COVID.
Well, it's burn. It's like it's not funny to say spicy, but it is. It's kind of like it's not the right thing for it, isn't it? You go to when you're sick, you go to tea, right?
Yeah.
Tea and
same
water.
as like I find dairy too when I'm crook. I'm not real keen on dairy.
Not good.
No. But yeah, it was weird because it just even the taste of coffee with my taste changing with it really turned me off it, and that's weird for me because it's not many days I don't
coffee.
drink coffee.
Well, for me as well, it's like I associate coffee with like, all right, I'm gonna take this now, so it'll get me ready for what I'm gonna do. But when you're just kind of like awake and asleep and shit, you're like, oh well, I don't need my coffee now. And
Yeah.
so it was like a little treat. My tea is
The
like,
routine's gone.
Yeah, it's gone. Yeah, but I'll get back in the swing of that's going to be the hardest thing.
Yeah.
But yeah. So I'm a lot better today. Today's the first day I think I'm properly starting to come to
Yeah.
normality.
Would you say?
But yeah,
we've got a
very lucky,
lockdown
very
tomorrow,
lucky.
so
Yeah, I
6
heard
days.
that
It's
too.
just-
People have
yeah.
been telling me that it'll fucking snap back and.
I've
But,
been
yeah,
lucky, man. I've avoided it. I still haven't had it, so.
Your time will come.
We don't want
know
you
it
to get
will.
it. You'll be the super spreader. With all your
Man, with my nose, if I fucking sneeze, like it's just gonna wipe out fucking small civilizations, man.
Like an Ozita 18-volt blower.
Look, to be honest,
Best on the market.
to be honest, with that schnoz, I don't know how you've not already copped it. Like you'd be breathing in heaps more than the average.
Because I
bloke.
reckon by the time it actually reaches the end of my fucking nose, man, it's a 2-week period and it's dead.
I think your nose has its own gravitational pull. So
Yeah.
it tends to
Maybe-
just it just
I might
drags
have
it to the core and sets it on fire.
Or maybe
Because-
you're like immune to to COVID because your nose has been broken so many times it physically can't get into your body.
Well, in mine,
I
though,
don't
it's
know.
got that many bends in it. It just doesn't. It gets lost on the way up. To the
It doesn't have a GPS to get into your fucking respiratory system.
Well,
mate.
they
fuck
do
no.
use alcohol wipes to get rid of COVID, don't they? And you're basically, what are you, 99%
Walking
alcohol?
I got hit up about this.
It's like, if I get COVID in around Vinno, I'm going to piss on me, Vinno. Piss on me.
Oh shit!
No, I got asked about the fucking scotches during the episode because the person, I won't mention their name. They said, "Oh, how often do you record?" And I said, "Oh, all depends."
Like every 2 days.
Yeah, I ended up saying something like that because they went, "Oh, because you know, you all do a fair bit of drinking," and I went, "You mean me?" Because they were alluding to that. And I said, "No, yeah, we might do like fucking 3 in a week." Just the look on their face was like, "Oh, maybe you do have a problem." Like, no. They're that far between.
I love that for you.
People think that I'm a bully and an alcoholic because of you cunts.
You know.
Exposing you.
Yeah, fucking oath.
I mean, you've got away with it for this many years, mate. It was about time it caught up with you. You know.
It's about time.
But you know, speaking of getting away with things and defending yourself, there's been a fair bit going on in the world since we've sort of actually had a serious. I wouldn't say serious talk. I think Smash or Pass was pretty fucking serious, but
that was a very serious topic.
Yeah.
I mean,
it needed to be said. I'm surprised that we haven't given our positions on Smash or Pass cartoons already. You know, it was long overdue.
It was very overdue. Very, yeah.
Overdue, well received.
It definitely was. But I suppose we've had the Johnny Depp.
John Depp. How many fucking beers have you had, mate?
Absolutely none.
Oh.
Since the weekend, I'm still recovering. So the Johnny Depp trial and the Amber Turd thing is
well, she's doing her side now,
everywhere.
isn't she?
Yeah, she's giving her. Yeah, she's testifying now at the moment.
Yeah, I think we've all realised
fucking-
how much of a bad actor she really is.
Oh,
Well, because we'd had the video of Johnny Depp for years now, like smashing up the kitchen and like catching a record, like doing all that stuff. We've had a lot of stuff on Johnny, so I think it was smart of them to get, well, I guess it's his defamation case, but to have him go first and kind of get all that out.
Yep.
Yeah, because now basically it's been a while since that happened, and now you can say, like, this is the American version, because in Britain he lost, I think 12 out of 14 cases, didn't he? For that article.
Objection, hearsay.
Yeah. Well, yeah. But he did in Britain.
Yeah.
Yeah. But for the same article, so it was that about obviously that article that Amber Heard wrote about. But now he's doing it in America, and of course we can televise it, so
Isn't that weird?
It's just a different process. Yeah, I don't like that, to be honest. Like, we should.
It's crazy.
So that's it skews us, because we're just seeing what lawyers want us to see, and they got a whole week of painting a picture, and they had like hours of recording, and they were showing us 30 seconds here and 20.
Chop shit up how they want it.
Can you imagine if they
Speaking
took a Fireside episode that was 3 hours and then took little bits out of it to describe what we were like?
Don't get any ideas.
Smash or pass, you know? No, but you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, 100% I agree.
It's
I think
dangerous for
it's
the
sad.
image.
It's sad
Absolutely.
seeing them really for what they are. These celebrities that we looked up to when we were kids. You know, Johnny Depp, Eddie Scissorhands, and all that shit. And you see he's like pretty sad, like very like mentally damaged dude. And he's got a lot. He had, well, at least at the time of the recordings and all. Like, you know, obviously in a horrible relationship where, you know, he's getting goaded and screamed at and all from what we've seen.
Yep.
And obviously she's hitting him and stuff. But him, like, he's just Elvis bin all the time. What I seen is this dude, like, he's in his 50s, is he? And he's just wasted and jars of coke and doing Elvis bin all the time. I don't know. I just felt very sad for him, you know.
I feel
and her too. I mean, but she's younger than whatever, so it's like, you know,
you
she's
can't
in
help but
some
sort
crazy years.
wonder if you look into his history as well. You know, sort of start to paint a picture, as you see with a lot of these cases, people similar to him, whereas, you know, almost a lifetime of abuse and still trying to find his way and being a very lost soul, and then throwing somebody in there that's playing off those.
But she's probably got some fucking mad issues too.
Oh,
right?
there's no doubt.
Like an addict and
Yeah.
There's no, man. You don't act
shit.
you don't act the way
Liar
that
and-
she does if you're a normal person. You know, it's but yeah, like you said, it is sad to sit there and watch him, because the image that we see on screen with these movies and all those sorts of things, and the pictures portrayed by Hollywood, and that these people, you know, are happy, and that's all you see.
You just
Seeing him
think he's a
broken.
pirate with scissors for hands.
Yes.
And then you never, like, you know, when really you figure out that, you know, he had his, she fucking cut off one of his scissor fingers, didn't she?
And shat on his bed.
Yeah. Well, look, again,
Isn't
like,
that wild, man?
it's what, but she denies that, obviously. Like, and here's the thing as well. It's like, she says that he hit her as well, and that all this stuff happened with the bottle and all. But it's like, so I kind of feel like how many has anyone here ever been hit by anybody? Ever? Yeah.
Or like
same.
in a relationship.
I don't have
or
any
you're just
footage
talking-
of that shit. No,
Yeah,
about
yeah.
anybody, like
Yeah, yeah.
ever.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I'm even
Right.
widening it up. Yeah,
Yeah,
of course.
Yeah.
But I don't have any proof of that ever happening. So it was if I ever
I
had
do.
to,
Look
like,
at my fucking nose.
no, but they would,
Yeah.
that would just be similar. That would be just say
Objection,
act of
hearsay.
God.
Objection.
God. Yeah.
Is it, man? But I mean, there's definitely some memes that have come out of it.
Oh man, that's why I appreciate it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny. It is, like you said, it is weird to think that it's televised, because, I mean, it's the whole point of defamation is like you're suing someone because they've altered, you know, the way people perceive you, or the, you know, it affects you in a public manner. Like that's what defamation of character is. But here they are televising the whole thing, which is swaying everybody's idea of what these people are like. Like, look at how many memes have already come out about fucking Amber,
Yeah,
and how
Amber.
many people are absolutely fucking hating her guts. Like,
Yeah.
Well, it's just because it's flipped. It's because we had we had all the shit about Johnny, the accusations, but also the videos to go that you've seen. We've got to see Johnny Depp screaming and smashing up her kitchen. Like I never, you know, you never see that from people. You never see
you know,
anybody.
to be honest,
you know.
I haven't seen that.
It was out years ago. You probably
Is
But
it on YouTube?
even the photos of him passed out.
Can we watch it right now?
I'm not doing it because of the ads, but I'll see if I can get a. Let me see if I can.
How many
let me
weeks
see
has
if
it
I can get.
been, and he still doesn't have ad blocker?
I'm not. I support
What?
content creators,
Jesus Christ. Well, why don't you pay for a YouTube subscription then?
man. No.
No,
It's a
honestly, you don't
it's
really
a
support.
specific type of support.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Now let me have. Wait.
That'll do me, eh?
Oh, that's
Oh, here you go. It's the first one to come up. Which is a 2-minute or the 8-minute video? Let's just do the 2-minute. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just fucking You just keep talking. I'm gonna make sure it actually is.
Not like a couple of the other times. Yeah, it's why, like you were saying about the video though. You've got the photos of him passed
It's in
out.
there, and I think he starts getting a bit smashy uppy a bit later into the video. But again, it's a 2-minute video. Have a little look. You can do that if you want.
Okay.
In there. What were you saying? Sorry,
Where'd you chuck it?
Vinno? Ref info, I think.
Yeah, right.
It
I'll
starts
have a
off
look
with.
later. Yeah, I mean it's an interesting topic, and everyone's got their opinion on it, and it's going to be interesting to see how it turns out for the pair of them. I
Yeah.
don't condone domestic violence or anything like that at all, and it's very much two wrongs don't make a right. And if
No.
there's been abuse on both sides, then they both have to sort of wear the consequences of those.
Well, this is the
actions.
thing. They broke up, right? It was over. It's done and dusted. So, like,
That is the
I
best
think the
thing
best
to do in
part
a
of
toxic
it's
situation.
gone, right?
It's ended. Yeah.
They're both gone from each other. So that was where it should have been like, all right, we're good now. But I guess then it comes like, do we stop people from then going out, and is she allowed to do her op-ed in a newspaper, her opinion piece? because then, like, she probably obviously should be allowed to freedom of speech and all that kind of stuff. But if someone feels that you're lying about them or thinks you're or is going to accuse you of that, should they do their op-ed or should they?
Well, it ends up in the situation.
Defamation?
It ends up in the situation that it is now, essentially, with it being a televised hearing, like we were just talking about before, where everyone's getting their opinion, they're seeing snippets. There's some people that are watching the whole thing all the way through. I haven't got time for that. But
me neither. To be honest, I haven't seen the whole trial either. That's another reason why
I've only seen highlight videos and memes.
I haven't seen the whole trial. It's not over. So there's like, and because of how devastating the first half of the trial is, you had people that were gonna back Amber Heard as character witnesses, but they dropped out, like James Franco and Elon Musk.
Yeah.
Were gonna come in and say, look, I was with Amber and she was great. But now they looked at the fucking PR bombshell that the first thing is, they're just like, I don't want my name attached to this shit.
Yeah.
So I kind of feel like it's hard, you know what I mean? Like if you'd have let Amber go first, would you have had Elon Musk and James Franco and all these people, and we would be hating Johnny Depp, and then we would come back and then finish, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm gonna wait for the dust to settle and all, and
it kind of makes it
realize
like
that
hard. Like how do you pick fair? Like because obviously you're gonna hear, you know, all sides to the story, but depending on who you hear first might sway how you're already feeling about the situation.
And that's where being unbiased, I suppose, in that circumstance, with that judge making that decision, it is going to be difficult to remove any of those biases from the first.
What judge?
Whoever's presiding over the hearing.
What decision? Oh, you mean when they make
it? Yeah. So to take in all factors into account, and that's where it is important to let both sides have their say.
It's a money case, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like it's a fucking civil case. It's not good. No one's going to jail. This is about.
But it's a reputation thing as well, and
he's trying to sue her for damages. That's the whole idea. So he did.
I mean, it's essentially ruined his career, really. Like,
it has, and this is through this.
But has this rejuvenated? Has this rejuvenated it into a way that by the end of it, he's not going to be able to prove that? You know, I don't know. It's going to be hard because in America, because you have to. It's not just that what she did caused this damage. It has to be. He has to prove that she did this to damage. You know what I mean? Like there's lots of. You have to prove that she didn't want him to get movies. She wanted to affect his work.
And it's very hard
because she could be like, I just wanted to say my story. You know what I mean? So and you can't stop people from doing that.
It wasn't a direct attack on ruining his career or his future.
It's my story. Because here's the truth. It's half her story, right?
Yeah.
Correct. Yep.
And if she doesn't have video footage and a recording of everything, it's hard because I don't have a recording of everything.
I mean, I don't know how much it comes down to it either, but like, isn't there rules against recording people and using it for evidence? Like, don't people have to be made aware? I don't know. Like,
I don't think that me neither, and I don't know what
the
circumstances.
I think it's in a public space. In a public space,
sure, but isn't there like rules against like recording phone calls and stuff like that? Like the person
because you can
has to be made aware.
Yeah. So that's
here.
Being recorded. That's here, and I don't know. Like over there.
I don't know.
It was all over the world. This shit.
Yeah.
Some of it was in Paris. Some of it was in London. Some of it was in because they're jet setting motherfuckers and on movies and stuff. I think another problem. I don't know. I just think it's very difficult to know because we're just going to get perspective and arguments and we're going to fall for stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And the memeage has just made it very silly. But I don't know what should have been people that broke up years ago and have nothing to do with each other now is everyone's business.
Yep.
And like a huge talking point when really there's some fucking mad serious shit going on all over the globe, at home and abroad. But I guarantee there's more people here that have watched well more of the Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial than they have the debates and the election and in Australia.
Well, I think
no way. You know what I mean? Yeah.
The big one that I suppose that may be taking away from, and people are starting to pay a bit more attention now, is the abortion crisis.
Mother's Day. Oh.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, it's one or the other. Yeah. On Mother's Day week, eh? What a Mother's Day week.
Yeah.
Your timing's impeccable.
But yeah, we should talk about that. And I think who better than three dudes to talk about it.
That's
You know?
right.
It was a hard one
Because
to.
obviously we regulate those things, you know.
It's up to us. Yeah.
It's man.
It's crazy.
As far as
If
I'm
it was up to
concerned,
dudes, if it was up to dudes, really, 100%, and it was like an anonymous vote,
Yeah.
everyone would be thumbs up.
Yeah.
Donald Trump's paid for 10 of them at least.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? But he did run on it. Here's the like. So what happened, everybody? Yeah, the Roe v. Wade in America is a first draft showed that the Supreme Court was going to overturn it. They sent the draft through, and their arguments are that they're going to overturn it. That's a landmark decision from the 70s that makes it federally like a federal constitutional right for the woman to get an abortion. So now, if they overturn it, it would basically been them saying it's to the states now can decide. No one has a constitutional right to an abortion now. It will be the states that will decide.
That's so dumb.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
That's fucking dumb.
It's wrong. And like Dave said, it's blokes making this decision, making this call. They're regulating female bodies.
It's conservative.
And you know what?
One of the biggest
But
advocates are women for it.
The people that are putting it on
now with Boebert
and making these,
Marjorie Taylor Greene.
they're not
to be
real
honest,
people.
I
Though.
think
They're not real people.
when it, not talking about the actual ability to get one, but when it comes to abortions, the only people it should involve are the two people that made the potential child.
Yep.
At the end of the day, I believe that the woman can do whatever she wants. If she doesn't want to have that child, so be it. I still think that the father should have some sort of conversation. I think everyone should be involved, depending on circumstances, obviously.
Yep.
But we all agree that a woman has the final say.
Yes.
From a moral
absolutely.
standpoint, that both parties have a say. From a final decision standpoint, it's the female body, and she has
That's
that
right.
call. So
Absolutely.
and I agree with you 100%, Reece, that the only two people that should be involved in that decision are the two people that are responsible for that pregnancy.
Exactly.
And to sit there and try and stop people from having that right to make a decision about their body, nobody's got the right to stand there and make those sorts of calls. They're putting people in danger by making it illegal. In many cases, they're putting people in danger, and I feel so sick for the people. In the cases where they're going to make it a criminal investigation, somebody has a miscarriage. I mean, I just can't think.
That's fucked up, man.
I just can't think how devastating that would be if you wanted to have a child and you did miscarry,
scrutinized,
and then you've got somebody coming and asking questions and treating you like a criminal because of something that's out of your control in many cases. Like,
it's fucking rank.
people can just get fucked for that. Like,
Yeah.
it's sick. And this is happening in a first world country that's supposed to be, the leaders of the free world. And you've got these
And they don't even have
backwards-
paid maternity leave.
It's just
Fucking.
paid parental leave. They don't have guaranteed sick leave. Nothing. None of that shit, mate.
It's,
They're a mess. They're a
mate,
disaster.
the American dream's a fucking lie, dude.
But look,
It doesn't
how this
exist.
happened though, like, is kind of weird. Like really, it should be codified into a law. I don't think it should be. The reason why abortion is legal in America is because of some argument in the court about the Privacy Act that set a precedent. Because that's what it's about. It's about the 14th Amendment over there. It's wrapped up in the Privacy Act. So it's just weird. And now I feel.
Can you explain to me that? Because I don't know all the amendments or anything. So
yeah, so it's basically right to privacy. Or here's the 14th Amendment: no state shall make or enforce any law which shall abridge the privileges or immunities of citizens of the United States, nor, and here's where it is, shall any state deprive any person of life, liberty, or property without due process of law or whether to deny the person within its jurisdiction the equal protection of the laws. So there's a lot wrapped in there. It's a post Civil War amendment. If you're born in the USA, it guarantees you citizenship, and there's obviously the equal protection clause in that at the bottom. So within its jurisdiction, the equal protection of laws. But yeah, it was just it's wrapped up in an argument in that it's not. There's no women are allowed to have an abortion, and now federally it wasn't like a law like that. It was an argument in a case that it would be an invasion of privacy, and the argument of where life started as well. Roe v. Wade set a lot of precedents about I guess the trimesters and legality there as well. But really, like, it's always been just like your fed, like, used as like a blanket federal that's your federal right. So with that taken away, and even before Roe v. Wade was taken, well, because it's not taken away now, but even if it wasn't been taken away, there are still states that were making it very hard for people to have abortions anyway. Like we have the Texas abortion ban, obviously. Some states would make it that you had to travel long times to get it, that it would only be available during work hours. Sometimes people had reached the clinic and only realised that, oh, actually in this state you have to have 2 visits. One is a counselling visit where you have to sit with counsellors and talk to them about whether this was the right decision. Then you have to have a 3-day cool-off period. Then you have to come back. So some people, like, can you imagine some people that are trying to maybe hide that they're getting an abortion, or that they can't take so many days work off. For instance, it costs around, in your first trimester, $500 in America to get an abortion. And then anything after that, I think, is upwards of the thousands. And it also cannot be federally funded at all in America due to the Hyde Amendment. It's just sad because we see
fucking
like
shit show.
Look, the right to an abortion may go away in America, the federal right, but the need for an abortion will just not go away. No. You'll see women, what they did in the past, like Vinno was saying earlier, like this is going to cause deaths, and not just deaths, but it's going to ruin lives in so many ways.
Fucking abortions,
or even co-hangers,
and people
onion
potentially,
baths,
getting
fucking crazy
real
shit.
sick. And
one of the worst parts,
they're injecting themselves. They used to inject themselves with Lysol and other fucking chemicals, man. It's just fucked. Yeah.
One of the other most aggravating things about it is in certain states where, a potential rapist has got more rights than the female, in that they can report somebody who's gone for an abortion and be given a reward for it. That's fucked up. Like if you're one of those people and you think about that and you look at it and you just don't see a problem with it, like, fuck me. I'm not up for people harming themselves, but I just can't fathom the thought process there, and I just don't think that you should be a member of society if you're going to enforce that kind of ideology and cruelty on somebody else that's got nothing to do with you. Like, it's a hard and fast to get the fuck out, because it's
a real weird thing for the right wing to want. As well, like these people that claim about cancel culture and that woke lefties are trying to scare you into thinking that they're going to take your rights, women's rights away and all. And then they go and do that. Like, because this all happened, right? And it's kind of a fail of the left in a way as well in America. So a lot of lefties hate Hillary Clinton. They fucking hate her. And there's heaps of reasons to hate Hillary Clinton. But when your alternative is Donald Trump, I mean, we should even watch their debate in 2016 when they actually debated. It's a 2-minute clip on CNN there. But it basically is Donald Trump saying, when I get in, I'm going to appoint pro-life Supreme Court justices, and I will expect them to rethink Roe v. Wade.
Yep.
And then he will make it the states decide. Like, that was his goal. And the left in America didn't come together enough because they were pissed off, because no one likes Clinton. Similar to Biden as well. I think they just had enough of Trump. But they lost by just that enough.
Alternative was
that people,
Trump again, wasn't it?
I mean, people voting for fucking Jill Stein when you have a dude like that. That's on the line, when this type of stuff's on the line. And he did it sneakily. He got his 3 justices in there. Ruth Bader Ginsburg as well. It's her fault as well. She should have fucking stepped down under Obama. Supreme Court justices get a lifetime appointee. So when you put someone to the court, it's the president who nominates them. They're there for life until they step down or die. So, Yeah, so what Trump did when he became president, basically, any of the ones that were getting old, he's like, all right, you step down, let me have your pick. So then he'll put in a couple of youngies. And then Ruth Bader Ginsburg died as well, who was considered a lefty Supreme Court justice. So all of a sudden, he's able to flip the courts. He has 6 conservative judges now and only 3 liberal ones. So they're going to bring up all these things now. That's why people are worried about sodomy laws, gay marriage, all this kind of stuff coming back, because now the court can say, no, actually,
Well, so that's the fallout of Roe versus Wade turning around, is those, gay marriage rights and all those sorts of things potentially being overturned next. That's a big.
You think they won't do? I didn't think they'd do this again. Like, you think stuff's like, but Ireland was only 2018 when they had a referendum for abortion to be legalized. If you think that's not 2018, guys, it wouldn't have been enforced till 2019. You think of the centuries of poor Irish women that had to fucking go to England, go overseas and hide and fuck, it was not, that's horrible to think what happened. And it was known, that's what you'd do. You'd send you off to England, then go on a holiday, and that's for the people that could afford stuff like that. So
yep.
I think in Australia, we're in 1998, weren't we? Was South Australia to go and legalise it?
Not sure.
I couldn't tell you.
You're just looking it up now, are you? It's just...
Abortion in Australia is legal. It's been fully decriminalised in all jurisdictions, starting with Western Australia in 1998 and lastly with South Australia in 2021. Okay,
wow.
So
There you go.
1998 is when you could get one.
Yep.
You had to go to WA. Fuck, they'll get anybody to Perth, won't they? Come to WA.
But we've got coal mines and abortions. Let's go.
Yeah. But that's it. And then American obviously is when it got federally recognised, was that. Now here's another thing. The Republicans, I think, have fucked themselves, because now it's a states issue. Whereas they were going to lose, Republicans, I think, were going to win the midterms on the state stuff. But now all of a sudden people are like, hold on, now abortion's on the ballot. I didn't mind having me federal right to an abortion, but I like being a capital, I like anti-immigration, all that kind of, I'm all that type of stuff. And I'm a conservative. I like, lower taxes. There's lots of reasons you'd want to be conservative. But if you knew that voting in somebody was going to take your daughter's right way to have an abortion, people will flip out. And you had that dude, what's his name from fucking Barstool Sports, David Portnoy. He's like a Trump guy. But he was like, fuck, I'm voting Democrat. He's like that. I didn't know we were having those arguments anymore.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if I can be a, Republican if we're going to be that. Because you have to remember, they were smart in bringing over those anti-PC fucking South Park troll loving dude college kids, you know what I mean? That just want to be able to say whatever the fuck they want. And so like Trump was kind of like, come on over here, fuck cancel culture. But now they're part of this
so
party.
Funny, man?
They're part of this weird party now.
Yeah.
So, I'm only saying this now because I thought about it just before when we were talking, but you've just brought up South Park, and this is exactly what I was going to say. But yesterday I was
Sad when South Park
I started watching South Park from season 1, and like I'm only in season 2 now. And I don't know if you guys remember like when there was the big thing about Cartman trying to find out who his real dad is, and
it was his mom. In the end,
But you know how do you remember? Like, I think it was, I can't remember exactly what episode it was, but she's obviously feeling bad and feels like she's failed as a parent. So she's like, I want to get an abortion. And then she goes to see a doctor and she's like, and how far along on you? And she's like, oh, about 8 years. And he's like, oh, that would be the 40th trimester. Oh, bro. And I was just like, what are the chances in like, just irony that I would see that episode yesterday with everything that's going on with.
It's good. That's probably the best time to play it. Nah.
Yeah.
Like, it's.
But saying
it's pretty
that,
mad, isn't
that's
it?
a bit of
that
an
arguing
point for these, I suppose, they call themselves pro-lifers, but not understanding
Not pro-life.
Mm.
I know, that's what they call themselves, but they're pro-birth.
Yeah, exactly.
They're pro-birth. Yeah,
They don't give a fuck about the life
They
after
don't.
it's born.
They don't.
give
A
a
lot of
fuck
them
after
don't
that.
seem to understand the process and the medical procedure behind it, and when is a cut-off point. And there's so many that seem to think that they can abort the baby right up until the
Well, in
moment that
some
it's
states you
born.
can. Yes, in some states you can.
Are you serious? Up until it's about to pop.
Yeah.
That would only be serious circumstances, though, wouldn't it? Like for medical
I think
reasons.
so. I think it's extremely rare.
Yeah.
When it happens, but it's obviously there's. But I do think in some cases, because that's obviously they're the cases that they shine.
But this is where it brings down the argument to.
That's when you have to.
How is
Because
that
now
any
the argument
different
is
to 6 weeks before, or 8 weeks before, or 12 weeks before? However long the legal party is, like, realistically, what's the difference?
well, that's where it's going to be fought in states now. The big argument is going to be what is a fetus, what is a zygote, what is life, when does life start? That's going to be the big argument, and then it's about self-sufficiency. Can this child live outside of the womb as well? Because if you're dependent on someone else as well, then you're not. It's not a lived experience. You're attached to another organism. It's there's all these different arguments, and I think ultimately.
And see, one of those would be a
there's
rare
so much,
circumstance that we were just talking about, would it not? With birth right up until the last, being able to abort right at the last second. Where if
I don't know the ins and outs, but
Yeah.
That, for me, and I'm gonna have to look into that because that just seems so fucking wild. But I imagine
Roe v. Wade doesn't allow that.
There would
Like,
be
that's
a
the
medical
federal
reason for it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Surely you couldn't just walk in there at the very last minute.
Well,
and
that's
just go,
but
"I don't want this."
well, you're saying that surely, okay? Well, when should it be surely?
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
That's the big question. So when
Because at 16
What
weeks,
makes
you
it-
see a head and little arms and legs.
I'm talking full term, right? So full term.
So third trimester.
Yeah, no,
Or
like I'm talking like
weeks away from
3
it.
days before due date. Right? Say that. That's what I'm talking about.
Okay.
But
Well, say
realistically,
well, whatever.
what's the
What about
difference?
what's the difference between that and 4 days?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
I know
well,
it's
and
been
that's- and I-
pedantic,
and
but
I
that's where
understand
this has all been fought.
I understand that's
Yeah.
a discussion, but for,
I'll give you
surely
my
if you
opinion
get to
if
that
you like.
point-
That's all I can give you. Yeah.
yeah.
So my opinion is that life is lived experience. All right? You know what I mean? So I do believe it's because of those crazy things that can happen in that 3 days before.
Yep.
Is it a life of the mother? Is there something like whatever it is? I'm gonna leave that up to a doctor and the woman. You know what I mean? To sort out that medical issue. I don't want to get too involved in that. That's why I don't think we can have all these rules and regulations and all, as long as they match up and line up with what a doctor and the patient
Yeah.
work it out. But it's hard. You know what I mean? Like, how do you wrestle with it? And either way, there's no murder. There's no weird, like, there's no bad faith doctor be like, fuck, I just love giving abortions. And there's no women out there that are like, I might plan this to get pregnant to have an abortion. You know what I mean? That just doesn't happen. You know what I mean? So there's no maliciousness in it. I just think and I think if truth be told, most people are only even arguing that point because they're trying to win an argument.
Yeah.
You know, there's nearly no point in talking about that because that just doesn't happen. Women aren't waiting until that time and getting that done. And even if it is, like you said, depending on which state you are, would be very rare and very hard to do. But as an opinion, where does that stop? Where does 3 days? Obviously, we all think like, well, it would have to be pretty fucking crazy, right? What about a month before?
Once again, and I'm not going to make.
When should you be able to do it because you don't want to?
That comes down to the woman's decision, in my opinion.
I agree with
we
you.
can all sit here and speculate and all that. If it's a month out, and for whatever reason, that decision has been made, we might not agree with it. The doctor might not agree with it. But if that's that person's decision and the ability is there to do it, then who are we to sit there and say, no, you can't, in that circumstance, and making the decision about that person's body?
You're preaching to the choir.
Yeah,
Hell
I'm just saying.
Absolutely.
Like,
Yeah,
it's,
we're all
But
agreeing.
you
so-
have to remember, there's people that are going to say, actually, You know, so for those people that weren't in that, you know, there's a great Everlast song, that what it's like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You
Great
know,
song.
like you walk a mile in their shoes. You know, it's easy to be if you're in this family that was you've worked, you know, you're working towards having a baby, or you know, and you have the means and it's the right time in your life, and you can afford to have the baby. There's so many different things that can go into it, and you're lucky. But I can understand, okay, someone who doesn't have that life experience, and say a woman or a mother who has had a baby kicking their belly at 8 months, saying, "Oh my God," and seeing the ultrasounds, you know what I mean, and all like, and or mothers that have had babies a month early, you know, and even earlier, like this. So I can get the argument, and I can understand how someone could feel that way. But yeah, what we got to push on people is like, but that's you.
Yeah,
That's
You know
right.
what I mean?
It's your
you can be
morals.
pro-choice and anti-abortion. So you can say, look, I don't believe in. I think that it's wrong. I think life starts at fucking 18 weeks or 30 weeks or whatever you want to like.
Whatever you
and
wanna
I don't
call
do it, but I'll never fucking tell someone else that they have to have a baby and they have to go through 9 months of pain and chemical and hormonal and physical change in you. And then that's then the rest of your life now is completely changed. Whatever career you had, whatever recovery there's going to be, and you're risking your life. There's, you're now stuck attached to another adult as well.
Yeah, and there's the you know there's the medical issues as well that the child might have, and the decision there, you know, and for somebody to sit back and go, no, by no means are you allowed to abort this child, when, like, I'm fortunate enough that I've got a very, very healthy young boy. However, people that have got or in the position where they know that they are going to give birth to a child that's going to have difficulties, they should be allowed to have that choice. If they are not up to that challenge to that level, and that's bringing in a whole nother ball game to just being a parent.
But that's another reason why you need that, though.
That's right. So you need people need to be able to have that choice, because
there's a thousand reasons, right?
There is. It's just
you know what else I put down to it
no,
as
they
well?
can't have an abortion is just, it's fucking wrong, and it's selfish, and it's
But I don't even think we should be talking about those rare instances and all. I think the brass tacks comes down to a woman should be able to say, I don't want to have a baby.
Yeah.
So
Or like we can get down, we can talk into the male abortion, legal abortion thing in a while. But if a woman says, I don't want to have a baby because I don't want to be a mother.
Yep.
And I think that should be, that to me
Absolutely.
is like, oh, I wasn't, you know, I know incest is horrible, and of course you would want someone to have an abortion if that happened, and there's all these rape and there's all these crazy things.
Yep.
But a woman should be able to say, no, thanks. I don't want to be the beast of burden for this society right now in my life or ever. It's not just my choice. That's how it is.
Yeah, and you think as someone that has that mindset, right? And this is a huge thing why I'm for it, is because what about that child's quality of life growing up? What happens if that person who's never wanted to be a mother hooks up with someone that they're not in a relationship or something like that, you know, they do the deed, she falls pregnant, she has no choice but to have the child with someone that she isn't in love with, doesn't want to have a family with. That person potentially doesn't want to have a child either. So automatically that child is at a disadvantage because realistically they're not wanted.
Yeah.
There's a resentment. So you're the reason why I didn't go to university. You're the reason why I didn't progress in my
life
job.
changed, blah, blah, blah. That child's quality of life is instantly worse. Why put an innocent kid through that?
Yep.
Kid. That's another thing. That
For what?
These people, like, think back to when we were, even adults, think back to when you were 19, dudes. Think back to 18, 17, 16. People are having kids when they're 14, 15. Like, you know, I know that's going back a little bit and they're tragedies, you know, nowadays to happen. But 17, 18, 19, I would not been ready for a fucking kid.
Fuck
And
no,
there are plenty of times I could have fucking accidentally have one. Let me tell you.
No,
but,
pardon the pun,
in all
but
honesty,
touch
man,
wood.
like
Yeah.
you're right in saying, like, you know, if there's medical problems and they know that there's a defect with the child before it's born, you know, extreme cases like rape or incest or anything like that, 100%, that's a given. Like that, those people should have a choice in that. But I don't think that's any different to, like you said, Dave, someone who just doesn't want to be a parent.
Yep.
I don't like the idea of asking somebody why you're having this even. I think if they're there, it's probably because they've to get there. There's probably a lot of thought that goes into it. I don't think women are making these decisions.
Not a rush. It's not a rush.
Oh, I'm pregnant. Guess I'll have an abortion, and they're just
Yeah.
wandering down to no. This is they talk with their friends and family and loved ones, and
Absolutely.
maybe themselves have the agency to make that decision.
And possibly a very damaging decision for them. Like there'd be a lot of mental fallback, I'd imagine, making that decision, and to have somebody standing there and judging you
Because
when
of the
you're
stigma we
walking
still
in
put on
and
people.
out.
Yeah.
Oh, but even without that stigma, you know, just the thought process that goes around, you know, potentially being a parent and questioning whether you are ready, and making that decision would not be by any means an easy one. I wouldn't imagine.
No.
I haven't been in that position, but that should be whatever the final decision. They should not be walking into a clinic in or out and having people chastise them and abuse them and push their beliefs, whether they be.
Why? Because it's none of their fucking
That's right.
business.
That's right. Whether it be,
And it's
you know,
harassment. I think that's some
right.
shit, harassment shit. Imagine going to a cancer fucking clinic and just parading people with no smoking signs and you know, or whatever, or you know, this costs us tax, or you know, trying to be that. They're on the level of Westboro Baptist Church people. But I think another reason why I think it's important we eliminate these timelines that we have to quiz people for. The reason why we eliminate those things is for the rare cases but the reason why we don't ask particularly is because, or we can ask but we can accept no answer, is because if it is a rape, I might be a woman who's pregnant or a girl who's pregnant, right? And I might be like, okay, I can get an abortion now and this will be the best decision of my life, but I might not be safe enough to report a rape right now.
Yeah.
I might not be in the position where I can say, look, my dad is fucking, you know, he might be like, if you fucking rat on me, I'll kill your family. You know, like this happens, all right?
Yeah, you don't know,
And people just need to be able to I need a fucking abortion, and they should be like, okay, come in here. And the only questions they should be asking them are about their vitals and what they, you know, like health questions.
Exactly.
Yeah, medical ones.
A patient and their fucking doctor, and they need help.
Really, the only people that
service,
should be questioning it, in my opinion, is the doctors and medical professionals, to make sure that that decision isn't going to affect the life of the mother. You know,
But isn't that a problem in places like Alabama where the doctors are politicized? Like the Supreme Court's politicized. You've these smart people that are politicized. The same with doctors.
and
in
that's
these
and that's
states,
where if you're and it's hard to say, right? But if you've got somebody in that position who's going to push their personal beliefs, and in the circumstances of a medical professional and a doctor who's got to have that level of professionalism, they're bound by an oath. If you've got somebody in the field that's pushing their agenda on people, they need to be removed from that.
But they're ruled by laws, but if generally, you know what I mean? So they can't. I don't think they can give a personal belief for neglecting someone or telling or turning them down for an abortion. I'm sure they could, if it's like it's you know, it's up to a doctor. I'm sure he could figure out some sort of know why it would be unsafe, or I don't know.
But that's what I mean. It should be a question. I'm not saying it should be a flat out no. The only questions that should be asked in regard to it should be asked by medical professionals for medical reasons, not political.
Is it safe to get this?
That's right. Yeah. Not why are you getting this? Like as a probing question as to find out the whole reason around it. It should be righto. Well, this is what's going to happen throughout this procedure, and you've got an underlying condition with this, and that could be an issue. So, you know, I don't know. We can speculate all we like, but the fact that it's been taken away
over here, right?
Well,
Isn't it?
this is the thing that concerns me is a lot of the decisions and a lot of the things that happen in America have
Move
flow-on
their way
effect.
over here.
Yeah, and they
way.
come here, and I'm concerned that if that decision goes through and abortion is overturned or put back to the states, and there's certain groups that are going to remove the opportunity for abortion, and then the flow-on effect from that is that, other rights are taken away from people.
Here, man.
If that
But you
flows
never
on
know.
over
You
here,
never know.
yeah, we didn't
Did you see the
think we'd
Minister
be
for
in this
Women's Affairs?
situation. Sorry.
See what she was doing? The Minister for Women's Affairs was at an anti-abortion rally a couple of weeks ago, and she said actually, she's like 50% of the babies that aborted are female, so I represent the unborn too, something like that. And I was like, oh my god, like.
Wow.
Like, this is appointed by Scott Morrison, and he did say, he's like, I support her and her beliefs and all that kind of stuff, but he did say that there's no worry about any laws changing here. So on one point he did be like, yeah, me Minister for Women's, what's it called? Minister for Women's something or another. Is fucking, yeah, she was at an anti-abortion rally and said that, yeah, it's because she wants to represent the unborn 50% of aborted female babies. It's part of her job. But he did say, I support her, but there'll be no, yeah.
Actually, I did see something quite funny today when I was driving. There's at an intersection near the Mater Hospital in Newcastle. Actually, there's a big road sign, street thing pointing to different suburbs, and someone spray painted on it in massive letters, like takes up near the whole sign. It just says "fuck ScoMo." Yeah, fuck! I laughed.
Yeah, I know. I used to, when I lived in Puckapungula, right? Whenever you'd come in and out of Melbourne, there was always the farmers had their hills, and they'd fucking lawnmower like their political opinions into the fucking hills, and it was always so fucking funny. Like
The hills have
awesome.
opinions.
yeah, they're
hills
like,
have
he
eyes.
got out on his tractor and he had his mate like on the phone looking from the highway. He'd be like, "Hey mate, you're right, you're right."
Boy, get around here. I've just watched this.
Does this say fuck rod?
I've just seen this fucking political opinion on Sky News. Get over here. We're fucking carving.
Yeah.
Was there any Kevin
It says ScoMo's a
07s?
pedo. No, this would have been in 2011 or something like that. So who would that be? It would have been like Rudd Abbott years. Yeah. Or would it not Rudd Abbott, Gillard Abbott years?
Yeah,
They were
yeah.
bashing it. Who knows? We've had about 11 of them.
Oh, didn't we?
Since then.
Yeah.
Didn't have a good run the last time Labor was in.
Well,
Budgie
yeah, nah.
smugglers.
Although it depends how you look at it, because Julia Gillard was the last time, wasn't it? Labour was, or well, I suppose Rudd kind of took over for her at the end before the election.
Yeah.
But she got in more legislation passed, I think, than any prime minister in like modern history or some shit like that. Like she did very well.
I'm tempted to say
Yeah.
one of the laws, but I'm not going to, just because I won't
What
hear
are
the
they?
fucking end of it.
Murphy's Law.
No, not Murphy's Law. No, the fucking alcohol taxes.
Of course you know about that.
You're voting Liberal now, aren't you?
Yeah, this is
No abortions, more beer.
This is words straight from the mouth of the man who's paid the most alcohol tax in New South Wales.
No.
That's true, yeah.
No, I gotta
Thank you
give
for
it
your
to him.
contribution to society. Thanks
Thank
for all
you.
those roads, Vinno.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Thanks
Roads
for
around
funding
here
the
are
cancer
fantastic at the moment.
Yeah. Notice the fucking revenue went down when I gave up the durries. 'Cause I was
Yeah.
chewing them like they were going out of fashion too.
No,
What,
but they offset it by
chewing
the
them?
amount of
Not
alcohol you
smoking
drank
them, or?
extra.
Sorry?
Chewing them, not smoking them.
I may as well have been chewing them by the end of it.
You
Because
may
I
as
went
well
on the
just set
because
them
I
on
went on the
fire, eh?
patches.
Yeah.
Because I went on the patches to try and quit, and with the shift work, it didn't happen. I ended up smoking shitloads more by the end of it than what I ever did. Like
Yeah.
I was.
Everything's got to line up right. It's got to be right. You've got to be in the right mind, and everything's kind of got to line up. And
Well,
all
I was in
these
the right
excuses I have, I'll be
mindset.
like, I can't do it now because this week's going to be shit at work, so I'm going to need me smokes.
Yeah.
And then
But
you
see-
kind of put it. Yeah.
It
There's
was
always an excuse.
because it was the patches, right? And with how weird my shifts are, and they needed to be regular times, intervals of having them on. Like I'd have a patch on for maybe 14 hours, take it off, go to bed, or I'd fall asleep with it on. So I was getting nicotine at really irregular hours of the fucking day.
And it keeps you awake too.
Yeah, but even times when I wouldn't be smoking, normally I had nicotine pumping because I had the patch on. And yeah, I went up. I was fucking pumping through nearly a 40 pack. Yeah, about 35 cigarettes in a day was the worst I did, man.
Tailies?
Yeah,
Good
Taylor's,
effort,
man.
Taylor's.
Fuck, did you not have the most splitting headache all the time?
Looking
I
back
never
on it,
got
probably,
spinny
but at
heads.
the same time, no,
They're not
because
spinning heads, like splitting headache. Like, fuck, mate. I don't know. If I ever used to smoke too many durries, fuck, I used to get the worst headache.
and see, mate, if I had done that without like being in that spot, yeah, it probably would have given me a headache. But
Dehydrates you.
Oh,
That's why.
yeah.
The fucking fuck you. Drink some water and beers when you're man. If I'm drinking a beer with a cigarette, that beer's getting drank.
Oh,
You know
yeah.
what I mean? And it's gotta taste better too. Fuck, that's Miss Smokies. But you know what I mean? But
yeah,
But I mean,
shit, but-
seeing as you sort of started touching on our politics, and we do have the election coming up. What's
yeah.
before
have you been following it? Like,
Yeah, a little bit. Like, but general, like it's easy kind of this election. You know what I mean? They've been in there 10 years. It's
time
easy.
for a change.
I've just always approved of Labour's policies above the coalitions. I just do. So it's
Yeah.
pretty easy. Where I've been paying attention a little bit more is who I'm going to put in what place.
yeah,
And in particular, because I'm voting ACT, like we've got David Pocock and Kim Rubenstein, and we've got a lot of independents coming up now as well that I want to get in there. We've got a good Greens candidate as well that I might chuck in number 2 or 3 in there. And then we've also got the crazies. We've got One Nation United Australia Party. Fucking man, that fucking song is so good. Oh man,
the United.
United Australia Party. Oh man, Reese, you wouldn't know because you don't have ads on YouTube. United Australia Party. There'll be no more beer and the road is grey, and like it's all like,
oh my
I
god,
know what I'll do. Oh, it's so good, man. Gonna
But where
put
do
my
those seats go,
faith in
though?
a party. United Australia Party. It's so
but
good.
where does see? That's the thing. I wish there was. And I was
Sounds
saying this
shit.
today. I wish there was
So good.
like more education in school about like voting and politics, because like for the average person, like I've said it 100 times that I don't really follow news or politics or policies or fucking anything like that. So most of the time when I vote, I'm just going in blind, like, you know what I mean? And no one really explains to you how it actually works. And like, you get this massive fucking sheet that you've just got to walk into a booth and go, I think I'm doing the right thing. But if you do a fucking donkey vote, you're still fucking yourself over. You know what I mean? Like, it's just,
Australia, you have to vote. Anybody
Yeah,
who's watching
I feel
now,
like, and
gets-
if that-
'cause
if
in
that's the
a lot of
case-
countries, it's an option. Yeah.
there should be more education around it then. If you're going to force people and fine them for not doing it, you should teach people how it works. Like,
Well,
But that's what
it
stuff
might
like
be.
the ABC is. So
Yeah.
like, there's things the government does to try and make people more, like I guess like a more knowledgeable electorate, or a more, I don't know how you put it, but it's there. It is all there. It's kind of like you got to seek it. But
that's what I'm saying.
Somebody
How
that
many-
doesn't have interest
how
is
many-
not going to go
what-
and
what
seek
kind
it
of
out. Yeah.
18-year-old kid who probably only cares about going out, getting pissed and partying and having a good time, he's going to go and seek, I want to learn how politics works.
Well, the kids
There
do
is
get
this-
into it through, but they get through to it through social issues. So if there's something on the ballot between the parties of opinion, say like gay marriage is like a big thing that might get young people
Yeah.
involved. But when there's not, most people are like 1-2 issue voters. You know what I mean? And they figure out what kind of party aligns with them and their friends and stuff, and they just go along with it. But I do agree it would be good to have more of it in school, high schools, about educating about how we vote, why we vote, the different parties, the histories of them, and what's in your own interest. They do give you, like, there's a lot out there as well. Like, there's political compass apps as well. So you could have, that's what I recommend for a lot of people. Go out there and read these. Usually there'll be about 20 to 30, 40 questions, whatever it is, about, like, do you like this? What do you think's more important? And then at the end, it'll kind of tell you on a square what party you're closest to morally, philosophically,
Yeah, okay.
legally, whatever. So you can do all those political compasses, and that's a good way. They'll tell, and you can set them up for your local.
So what did you get?
State or territory.
United Australia Party.
I'm always like liberal left. I'm for a bigger welfare state. I always go between Labour and Greens because I'm not really left, and I'm not like a socialist or communist. Not that they are, but the compass will bring you. Because I'm more of like a progressive type of sock. Them, I'll end up in Labour.
Yep.
But yeah, I've got like about 3 or 4 candidates in the ACT. I'll be putting up top. So I'll put Labour, I'll put Greens, I'll put Kim Rubenstein, David Pocock. They're good progressive candidates. There's the Progressive Party as well in Canberra.
Not the Fishers and Shooters Party, mate. Fuck.
I'd put them higher than fucking. I would put them higher than United
Liberal
Australia Party, One Nation, Liberals, Nationals. Yeah. I would.
Hands
and there's
down.
they have a couple of candidates
but don't they
that are pretty
seat to
cool.
Liberal anyway?
Yeah, but it's about where. In the end, I'm putting them so far down. It's like you have to put one over the other, so it sends a message to that party of what's closer to you. Like I would put Liberals and Nationals above United Australia Party and One Nation, because I would kind of want to send a message to them like I want less votes are going to them, so I'm gonna stop becoming more ideologically like them to steal their voters. I'm gonna go It's rough, but it's first pass. Like we get a lot more options here in our votes, but then again we do not get the option to vote. And that's a strength and a weakness. You want people voting. That's a great, good thing. But if they're uneducated electorate, it's... I don't know. Yeah. I still think it's best that people vote. I don't like fining people for not voting or anything like that. I think maybe it should be... I would like maybe a tax credit for it or something. Oh, you voted, sweet. Here's your little tax credit.
Can't it be on the way out?
Yeah. Oh, man. N looks forward to voting constantly for a democracy sausage.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Yeah. I'll give you a democracy sausage.
With the into spice on it at the
because
moment.
it's consent.
I was
There's only
Is
needs
that
to be
up for
2
vote
people.
or?
Yeah. Just 2-person vote. Yeah.
Yeah.
But now I do like it here. I prefer the voting process here than in America as well. Like we're voting for a party with ideals. You're not voting for one person, so that a party doesn't become a cult of personality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also like these crazy characters don't get to the top of political parties really, because like if Pauline Hanson was able to run for president, she might win, but she would never be able to be the leader of one of the 2 big parties, because all of those people vote for who they want in charge, and they want a measured statesperson, someone who's going to be good.
They end up using those guys just to boost their votes, which is...
Who the fuck voted for ScoMo then?
Well, he was part of that. He was that last. Remember that cutthroat era that we were just talking about with Gillard and K-Rudd and all that?
I think people were sick of having new
now.
prime ministers.
Yeah, so they've changed that law,
Like,
so
fuck
they
it,
can't
let's just stick with this cunt.
Yeah.
Let's just stick with him. He seems quiet. But then you find out he's a fucking like a Hillsong dude, and oh man. But
just a cockhead in
now,
general.
look, I tell everyone, look, give. I would say, I would put Labour number 1.
Yep.
But
yeah, well, that's my vote, and that's not just me being pro-union and all that sort of stuff. But
it's better workers, right? It's for workers. Vulnerable people do better under Labour. The economy does better actually under Labour. There's a great. Here's a good thing for everyone to watch.
Common misconception, isn't it?
Who doesn't like who loves friendly Geordies? Most people.
Yeah. Even
right wingers like Isaac Butterfield love friendly Geordies. He does a whole hour, I think 50 minutes with Kevin Rudd this week. He did it with a run up of the election and kind of what to look out for, why to vote Labour, because obviously it's Kevin Rudd. But he'll point out all the little reasons and the reasons why actually voting for Labour is voting for the better economic party. I mean, they got him the GCD, all that. Was it GFC? Sorry, the global financial crisis. Kevin Rudd got everyone out of that. You know what I mean?
With your little bonus, what was it? $2,000? $2,000 bonus?
Stimulus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that coming through.
It saved Australia. It fucking saved Australia. But and as well under Gillard as well. If you look at it, they've got like fucking charts that can show you all that shit, and they explain it better than me. But yeah, I just think it's generally they're better for working people. Are they perfect? No political party is going to be perfect because everyone's fucking different with their opinions. You're not going to make everybody happy. So they're a good compromise party to be in there. I think they're much better in again for working people and families. Anyone who's not really minted. I think that they're better for you, and your self-interest will be better under Labour. And they're not the Greens, you know what I mean? So they're a good compromise for Conservatives and centrists out there as well, I think. Because I don't think anyone really is happy with ScoMo and the way the Libs are running the place now, right?
Yeah.
I was surprised
it's
he got
hard
in
because I
last
feel
time.
like our area is a very Labour-orientated sort of part of New South Wales too, but so it's probably, and obviously we've spoke about before, like our friend groups we've all kind of got similar moral and political views. Like,
Speaking of Labor candidates, have you seen the local Labor candidate?
The giant.
He's a massive motherfucker,
the
man.
Hunter Valley guy is a fucking man. He is like the Big Show.
He's
Really?
man. Oh, dude, have a look.
He's a fucking unit, dude.
Man,
look at the
he's
news. The Hunter Valley fucking. Watch him beside. Everyone thought he was fucking Albo's bodyguard.
Dude, he's like the mountain off fucking Game of Thrones. He's a
Hunter
fucking
Valley
big boy.
Labour candidate. Where is he?
This
guy. He's fucking huge. Look at him. And he's got like, you're gonna love him, Reese. He's got the fade and all.
big beard.
Look at this dude. Dan Rapaccioli.
Look at the size of the gun, man.
Look at the size
That's
of him,
not a
man.
podium he's standing on. He's standing on flat ground there.
Jesus.
Look at that's Albo beside him.
Yeah.
Albo's is not a small guy either. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Now, the argument obviously against bringing him in is like, obviously we pay for the lunches of all these motherfuckers. Imagine the carbon footprint from that motherfucker.
Man, just that dude farting would be fucking the carbon output for a year.
Yeah, that's crazy, eh?
He's a big boy.
Huge. Hell.
I just thought,
Yeah.
thought
What
it was
else?
funny because I saw all these signs around driving around, then I saw that photo, and I was like, "What the fuck? Those posters don't do this dude justice." Like,
Yeah.
you don't need a vote; just send him in there with a fucking
Yeah, you
massive
could just
flame
go
wall,
and
man.
fucking. What was Big Show's thing when he used to slap him on the chest? He just walk
Oh,
around
they
and do
did
that to
choke
everyone.
slam them as well. They
Yeah.
should. They all political signs out there. The core flutes should be in proportion to the
They
candidate.
should be.
Yeah.
Just so you know, I'm like, oh, look at that motherfucker. But he'd scare you. You'd think someone was going to jump out at you.
His political slogan should just be "Size matters."
Yeah, yeah. It's time for big change. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
He'd be
Vote for
tucking
me
it-
or I'll eat your can.
He'd be tucking it into his sock butt,
Yeah.
wouldn't he?
Yeah.
It'd be
Yeah.
fucking
My,
wrapped around
my
his
name's
leg.
Dan Repapoli. Run at me, camp.
Yeah. Yeah. Fucking run at me.
If you can take me down,
He played
I'll
front
fucking
row for
stand down.
fucking Newcastle. Yeah.
But he was an Olympian, wasn't
Sure.
he? He was. He's won gold medals, I think, in the Commonwealth.
He wasn't a
Games.
bobsledder, that's for sure.
Yeah, he's an
Get me
interesting
started.
character.
Yeah. Why'd you bring that up?
He reckons this weekend's going to be cool runnings too. The truth.
Yeah.
Well,
The
anything
truth.
can be, can't it? It doesn't matter. Yeah. We'll just make it up as we go.
Oh, fair dinkum.
This is the Irish surfing team. Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, do you know what? There is actually some good waves in Ireland.
It's huge. I know. I know.
Serious.
Being a stupid Dublin kid talking about that when really the west of Ireland is full and the north of Ireland there's just fucking there's dolphins and shit there. Like,
But
I just grew up in
there's
a
honestly
shit part.
like good slabs over there, bro.
Huge
I've
waves,
watched footage of like some wicked waves over there.
there's
man.
comps. They do.
Yeah.
There's the big comps up there. Yeah.
In Ireland.
But yeah.
Yeah, bro.
Ireland's
Obviously,
huge,
it's
the west and
fucking
north of
freezing,
Ireland.
but like,
Oh,
It
we
is
got all that
actually-
waves in from the Atlantic. Like we're
Right.
it's us, the ocean, and then America. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
Like, so there's all this fucking current we get.
Mm.
But it's on the west coast of Ireland and the north. We get fucking dolphins and crazy shit and big waves. Everyone from all over the world comes and does the once a year thing. But it's freezing cold. Like, it's cold surfing. It's not like they're in rashes. Everyone's in fucking gear
Like
and all. Like,
full like dry suit, fucking helmet.
you know, like the big helmets
like
with the
Yeah.
glasses on them.
I've seen the Antarctic surfers, the guys that get there with the thermal
Yeah,
rashes.
I've seen footage of cunts that like go and like if they've got facial hair, like their mustache is just ice and they're surfing.
It is,
I'm like,
yeah.
Fuck, man, that's like. I mean, winter over here is the best for surf, but like,
Fuck that! It's not that cold.
it's
But down
exactly
down south it gets fucking cold in
Yeah.
between fucking Tassie and shit and that
yeah.
Strait and shit.
Yeah,
It's
Bass
pretty
Strait,
cold
yeah.
on
Fuck
certain
yeah.
times of year. That's
Yeah, well,
one of the most vicious.
Shootstone's Bluff, man, down the bottom of Tassie's like. I mean, the bottom of Tassie, like it's freezing down there, dude.
Well, it's nothing but Antarctica after that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jesus.
Have you ever seen that wave, man? It's mutant. It's fucking scary, dude. Like,
Is that the one with
Has
the
he been
reef?
gone in a couple of years?
Has he been gone in a couple of years?
I don't even think we should talk about Tassie anymore. It's gone.
my old boy just got back
Some
from
waves
there.
gonna come.
Oh, that's right. He went and
What'd
did
you
that
say?
trip. How do you like it?
He loves it, man.
That was
He
that
said
walk that you wasn't it?
Yeah, he did the overland track.
Yeah.
Yeah. He said it was the best.
You know what
thing
I've
he's ever
never
done.
heard anyone say? Oh, I went to Tassie, it was shit.
Yeah. No, I've never heard
Never
anyone
heard-
say it was shit.
Everyone's always say, fuck, it's the most beautiful place in the world.
Yeah.
But would you
The
live there?
water's fresh. Yeah. But what?
Would you live there? That's the next question. Isn't
No,
it?
because obviously the people. You know?
I think I would live there.
I would definitely live in Tasmania.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah.
I think I definitely
My
would.
cousins moved down there too. I got a cousin that lives
Oh,
down
well,
there.
probably not now then.
Crime rate's gone up.
Hey.
Yeah, wow. Oh, fucking hell.
Yeah, what else happened during our fucking thing?
Ah.
Would be Elon Musk. He went and
Twitter.
bought himself some Twitter, or it's happening.
So we're no longer on
Yeah,
Twitter.
wasn't there some backlash about that?
Wasn't there, man?
But yeah.
I think the big thing is, like, one of the big arguments that people have had, or not arguments, but talking points, was that now all sort of social media is owned by the multi-billionaires, and
Always was though.
It
You
was.
owned Twitter
It
before
was.
this, it's shareholders and
yeah.
But also
Always
the,
is.
It's just a
the
better
things
known
around,
multi-billionaire. That's different.
the promises that he made about feeding, like, donating to World Hunger and stuff, but then paid like fucking 8 times as much for fucking
he's got a
Twitter
weird
as a
track
hobby,
record
like,
for sure. And lots of stuff with that the solar panel thing he did. Like he gets investors money and all, and they're like, we thought he had these things built and designed and all. No, he took our fucking money, and like, so he is that guy. Like, he is someone. He's a startup. He starts up like he gets real involved and but behind things, and some of them have worked out. Like obviously SpaceX, Tesla, PayPal, and all. But he's got a lot of stuff that people aren't happy about, and as well, he's kind of. He's very opinionated as well, and he is one of these big rich billionaires, But at the same time, to me, it's like, it's Twitter, it's social media, it's just another social media platform.
Yep.
You don't have to be here, people. You do not. I went a long time. I just got into Twitter recently. There's some people that can live
I
without
used to
Facebook.
be on Twitter, but I took myself off it because I couldn't be trusted.
But like, what's he saying he's going to do? He's going to add an edit button. I think that's fine. I mean, it comes down to, like, it's kind of weird that you could say something, someone retweets you, and then that changes. So I can understand that, but the fact that there's no edit button to fix your spelling, to fix, it's a bit annoying. So whatever. A lot of people want that. He's going to bring that in. No more ads. He's going to authenticate all humans. So that's another thing. There's a lot of bots and a lot of fucking spam bots on Twitter and all these. So getting rid
But
of
the
them would be
alternative
good.
is
Yeah.
people can go and make their own social media fucking website.
Exactly, get off. But here's the big thing people have of what they would want to leave is the free speech thing. So they think that they said, oh, Elon just wants everybody to say the N-word, and like, block these people. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I'm sure he'll have a less lax terms of service. He said he wants it more in line with the law, and I kind of agree with that. And so right now, I've got kicked off Facebook
Again?
a while back for talking about Fight Night, which is a
Yeah,
computer
yeah.
game with my brother. You know what I mean? The terms of service and the algorithms are just kicking people off, and they're skewed one way or another, and depending on who you are. So if it was to make it more of like, okay, if you don't like these people and you feel like they're harassing you, just block them. You can do that. They can't come near you. They can't mention you. So, and I don't think he's someone that's mega right or mega left either. I think he's just, you know, whatever. If he does those things and he wants to get rid of the search algorithm as well, so that you're not suggested all these things, which I think is a good thing as well.
Yeah.
Because news sites can come in and have their news before other news places. So all of a sudden, there's a monopoly on the information that you're getting.
It's going to remove
locked in that
those,
algorithm.
echo chambers that have been created
Maybe.
through social media.
He might not too, because
happen.
some of the investors he's brought in are the Saudi government and they're members of the Saudi Arabian royal family, and who don't have the best history of human rights.
Yeah.
And letting people say what the fuck they want. You can't say what the fuck you want in Saudi Arabia. It's like people talk about like you can't say you want to start a band in Saudi Arabia. Very hard to, you got, depending on your music, mate. Yeah. You know, you want to start a YouTube channel, depending a shop you want, you know. And now they're gonna have a stake in Twitter because Elon's bought it, but now he's gonna bring in investors. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm happy to let it happen. And if I don't like it, I'm happy with just getting rid of it off my phone.
Yeah. Well, here's the alternative. He's bought it now, so if you don't like it, then you
dip it.
What are you going to do?
We're talking about dudes who bought they sold MySpace for an ungodly amount, and then it went boo. That's what happens. They come and they go. Like, imagine us like screaming about who owns MySpace. It's gonna come and go. Like, these social media platforms are only here for as long as we need them or feel like they're useful. If it's not, then it will die.
Yeah.
You know, it will die. So we'll see how he takes it. He might fuck it up, and then people leave. He might make it great and people are happy. But if he says he's going to do something, we've kind of got to let him give him a chance. But I agree with what Reese said too. He's kind of got a history of, saying one thing and
doing another,
and being very spiteful. Like he is going to check his exes. He has all the Twitter data now.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you?
No.
It's mine.
it's so wild, eh?
But
imagine having that much spare money that you just like, I'm going to buy this, and you just do it.
He's the richest dude in the world. What did they say again? If Elon Musk made something like $200,000 a week since the start of recorded history or something crazy like that, it still wouldn't have been enough for him to buy Twitter.
Yeah.
There was some crazy stat that I was like, oh my God, I forgot. Like, we don't know. Once it gets above a certain amount, we can't comprehend what money is.
It was from, I can't remember the exact amount, but it was from the moment that America was founded as a free country or an individual country.
Something like that.
Yeah.
But it was fucking.
And
it still.
So has he overtaken like everybody? Yeah, he's actually the richest man. I thought Bezos
he was for a while now. He's been the richest man in the world.
It was
between Bezos, half his money got taken as well. Bezos and a divorce
with his
and then he's still second. And he was. I think he was still actually first at the time. Like, he had half his money taken, and he was still the richest man in the world. Now it's Elon. It'll fluctuate. It used to be Bill Gates. You know what I mean? It'll fluctuate between them. But ultimately, it's like, it's kind of weird, right? For someone to have that much just money out of nowhere. Well, I mean, he did. He came from South Africa. His father owned an emerald mine or some shit like that.
You want to get that, champ?
Me.
That's what I said. You want to get that?
No, what is it? It was an uncomfortably loud vibration. It wasn't. It's been going off the whole time, and that one was just louder. What's going on there? Fucking hell.
Do not disturb.
Rin's got the remote for it.
I'd be sitting on it if you did.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. But
anyway. Well,
it's good for you.
Yeah. That's pretty much what we've caught up on a lot of the things that have happened since the last episode, haven't we? It's been
I think so. What else? But apart from
this has been your friendly Fireside news, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
FSA.
From the mouth of people you probably shouldn't listen to.
Do you? I would tell people now to get involved with it, though. If you're interested in the election, watch that friendly Geordie's rundown. always look. The ABC is always pumping stuff out, and they're fairly in the middle ground. You know what I mean? They're a good source. For the American stuff, just try and learn from their stupid shit, right? I mean, what right wingers over here really want to do that for real? You know,
I don't want to think. I hope we haven't got
on Mother's Day week too.
Man.
You know, what are they like? But
You're gonna be a
here's
shit person, mate. Like you're just gonna be that miserable with your own life.
everyone over there is worried about the precedent it's setting that they leaked the first draft though. Because now they're kind of fucked. Because some people say they released the first draft, so now they'll get public opinion. So some of them might change their mind by the next one. But they're not supposed to let public opinion change it. So now whoever leaked the fucking thing kind of means they have to stick to it.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it's a fucking damned if you do. Americans just codify it into law somehow and forget that crazy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're just very lucky. We're so lucky, motherfuckers.
Fucking oath.
Yeah. There's definitely people that are a lot worse off than what we are over here in good old land of Oz.
Yeah.
We're yeah. I don't know, boys. I think
we did it.
We smashed it out. We punched it out. It was a short, fast, loud episode.
I'm happy with it.
But I'm happy with it too.
We got some big topics going to be coming up in the next few weeks too. So we'll need to throw some fun ones in there again. We've spoken to a couple of people about coming on for some fun episodes. One of our biggest fans, we've spoken to him, and unfortunately we just haven't had the opportunity yet to make it happen.
Work it in. It'll happen. There's plenty of time.
Life's been in the way. COVID's been in the way, and we're getting there.
There's definitely been some shit going on in everybody's lives.
Yeah, for sure.
But I mean, if people definitely want it each week, they can just get on board, and we can get some money to make.
Surely there's one you haven't watched,
time.
motherfuckers. Get in the playlists. If we're not there that week, go check it out. Yeah.
Tell us we're wrong.
Yeah.
Tell us we're wrong, especially with this
three
abortion
blokes that
topic.
started doing this as a hobby.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, we do, I guess, try and keep it a weekly thing, but sometimes life gets in the way. We all work different jobs and different rosters and shit. Fucking people going through fucking sickness and fucking whatever else. So we're chipping away. It's not a job. We do this for fun. We do this for a bit of a laugh, bit of an event, bit of a education.
I just get on here so I can be humbled.
Yeah, you just get on here so you can drink without having judgment, even though we probably judge you harder than anyone else.
It's like, if you don't tune in and this all falls to shit, everybody, Vinno will be drinking alone.
That's right. Which is worse.
This is just the longest intervention ever. That's all it is.
We're here for support for our friends and family, you know. So we're working through Vinno's.
I'm just here to drink and talk shit. So
yeah, see, he's drink.
And in that order, right?
Yeah, let's do a podcast, and the first point of call is drink, not talk. Drink, yeah.
You have done an episode without drinking, haven't you, Vinno?
No.
The daytime.
No, I don't.
No, because that daytime one was Steve. I came off night shift.
That's right, yeah.
I came off night shift. Because by the end of it, I looked back on that episode and I was like, you can just tell I'm not there because I'm fucking so tired. I think I've only had 3 drinks.
I think we've all been there so far.
It was that was in the morning anyway.
That was a good one. I enjoyed that. I want to get Steve-O back on.
It was a different vibe having the sun.
It was.
It was a different vibe. I don't mind the vibe. I didn't mind.
I was on the coffee. It was great.
Yeah. That was nice having the coffee too. Today was nice because I think this is my second one now then, because I was on the tea and water.
There you go.
Yep.
I don't think I went. I think I've done sober.
The H2O is good for you.
Both pitched out.
It is.
I'll have to.
I've had a fair few episodes lately without drinking. To be honest.
Should we do
Nothing wrong with it.
No, I was going to say, should we do a world's hottest?
Yeah, let's do a cheers.
World's hottest Cheeto cheers? Or?
Yeah.
Oh,
no,
Cheeto.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in to another episode. We obviously always appreciate it. And at the end of the day, if it's not your body, mind your own fucking business.
And spread more love, not this fucking hate bullshit.
Fucking oath.
There's enough shit going wrong in the world. There's enough fucking menacing news around. Just
Yeah.
if you can do
Stop
one good
concerning
thing each
yourself with other
day and
people's-
fucking make somebody's day a little bit better, do it, because you'll be much happier in yourself by doing that too.
Fucking
Yeah,
nice.
spread the love. Just don't worry about so much of the
It's the
spreading of the
Brooklyn way.
seeds. Yeah.
Spread love. It's the Brooklyn way.
Yeah, that's the Brooklyn way. I'm more weight than that is 8.
Right, guys.
Cheers,
Bit of
legends.
biggie.